Okay, hello. Welcome back to another video. The first thing I'm going to have to ask you to do is to ignore the immense continuity error that has arisen due to the fact that I filmed that intro and then edited that intro about 6 hours ago, relying exclusively on natural lighting. And of course now I am under the rather clinical, surgical, synthetic lighting that is emanating from the ceiling of my room. However, there is no way that I scrapped that intro. So, we're starting a video like this. How are you guys all doing? Welcome back to the Will Taylor Chess video. Today, as I brandish this knife, I should be a little more careful with this. YouTube. This is for opening the box and that purpose only. As I'm sure you can tell by the title and thumbnail, the wonderful people over at Chestnut, I've collaborated with them before on this channel, have sent me this mysterious package. Now I say mysterious, it's fairly clear what this is. It's a Chestnut Evo, it's one of their boards. Chestnut of course are a manufacturer of electronic chessboards, and because I'm a chess YouTuber, I'm in the incredibly privileged position that I get sent stuff like this to show you guys. But this is mine for free. Of course, technically I'm exchanging some kind of promotional work. This is not work to me, basically. This is awesome. Thank you guys all for supporting my channel, putting me in a position where I get sent electronic chessboards. We're gonna open it and test it out today. I'm very excited indeed. So without further ado, I'm gonna in fact, I might adjust the camera angle. We might be getting real high tech here on the Will Taylor Chess channel. And by high tech, I mean I of course am using my iPhone, a tripod, and I'm sitting on the floor. We're gonna slice this bad boy open. And then I'm going to bring you in right here for the initial reveal. Oh my lord. Okay, that did not go as smoothly as I intended. My bad. I do seem to have just carved a line into the... Right. Well, that's not a great start. I have damaged the outside of it with a knife. This was maybe ill-advised. Chestnut, I'm very sorry for besmirching your product in this way. My bad. Probably should have thought about that before just going at it with a knife. But we can put the knife to one side for now. And then we're going to get a real bird's eye view going on here as I slide it out of the box. This is unbelievably exciting stuff. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Okay. Here's for the reveal. That looks so sick. Okay, we will discard this to one side as well. And then, are we lined up? Are we looking good? And we may prise off ever so gracefully the lid. Okay, we're gonna slide this right in there. We seem to have a user manual. Some stickers that, oh, can you put those on the bottom of the pieces? Wait, what are these for? I guess we'll find out. And then we've got some, do not eat activated carbon, which I will, of course, save for a later snack. What is this? What on earth? Oh, hold on, let me bring them here. We got some nice little pouches for the pieces. Fantastic stuff indeed. We've got two of them, of course, one for white, one for black. We may discard these for now. We've got what seems to be a charging lead. Awesome. Okay, fantastic. It's looking good. We'll put this to the side for now as well. Then the pieces. Now these pieces, ooh, they look slick. Hold on, I need a couple examples. I'll get a white knight and a black rook. Here we go. I'll show you guys in more detail later, but these are the plastic pieces, these ones. Other Chestnut products I've had have been wooden ones, but these look slick as hell. I think, if I'm correct, because this, you'll notice, most chessboards of course are squares, and this box seems to be rectangular. So we need to answer that question. What is going on geometrically here? Let's just temporarily put the pieces to one side like this, and then unveil beneath. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. We seem to have, I believe, this is an inbuilt screen on the side of the board that I think, and again, I don't actually know much about this product, but we're gonna take this. Oh, this is heavy. This is heavy. Look at this. That is slick as hell. It's got a very metallic feel. It's heavy. Oh my lord, there's buttons here. I mean, obviously there's buttons. It is an electronic chessboard, my bad. But I believe that's all there is. And now, oh, this is so cool. I'm gonna pop all the pieces out of this and probably time-lapse that process, or maybe just cut. Currently don't know whether that would have been a cut or a time-lapse. I'm gonna go for cut, could be wrong. But we have all the pieces right here, and I'm gonna set up the board
the next day.
Right, speaking of tech upgrades for the Will Taylor Chess channel, we have got the most precarious setup possibly ever conceived of and then realized. I know what you're saying right now may look otherworldly levels of professional, but I've got a tripod with my face cam on it right here. I then have the Evo box, which I have duct taped my phone to, so you should be able to see, I do believe, what's going on directly on the screen here. Now, it may feel as though I've skipped a few steps, and that is because I indeed have. Yet again, got to apologize for another continuity error. Effectively, last night I tried to work this out, and I was struggling for ages. And that is no fault of the product, I must say. It is because I'm a moron and did not connect it to the Wi-Fi. My Chestnut correspondent very kindly told me this in an email, of course. So now I've set it up, I've signed in which you can do. I was trying to connect this to my Lichess offline. Basically, I am a moron, so this is not quite my first look at the board now. I had looked at it yesterday, me and my girlfriend. We got a little excited, you know? I wanted to try out the board. Flipping hell, I'm using natural light again. I'm far from a professional filmmaker. I'm also far from good at chess, so I don't know what I'm doing here on chess YouTube. Anyway, you might see the light slowly fade over the rest of this video. My bad if you do. But let's get cracking and try it out. So as you can see here, you can play against a bot. You can also connect it to Lichess or chess.com and play online, or ChessKid or Chessable, I should say as well, I guess. You can connect directly to the app if we click the 3 lines up here. I've already signed in as Will Taylor Chess. We've got our chessboard settings. We've got, it's a weird, like, it's actually just an embedded Android device, I do believe. Like, look, there's Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, you get notifications. You can click here and then start swiping up apps. It's like a phone, but it's just massive and embedded in the chessboard and entirely specialized for playing chess. So what we're going to do here is, well, first I'm going to show you my favorite feature, which is clock. Start, and what happens is you can make your move. Whatever happens, you can see the little LEDs light up, happens on the screen as well. Black can make their response, of course, and now my time automatically starts, and I can play knight f3, and the time automatically gets clicked. Now, admittedly, you could say this is an over-engineered solution to literally just tapping a chess clock like that. It's just one of the things that I find quite neat about it. Don't have to remember to hit the clock. The reason the clock's counting up is because I just set the time limit to unlimited. There are loads of other really cool features here, like you can hit the eval and just turn the eval on. Now, nothing's happened on the screen here, but you'll notice when I pick up my bishop, look at this. This is crazy. All of these, now again, obviously green for bishop e2, bishop d3, yeah, okay, they're not great moves. Bishop d3 would be a pretty terrible move. I guess bishop d3, c3, bishop c2, like probably it's playable. This is the point though. This is a blunder, and so at a beginner level, that's kind of what you need to be concerned with. So this eval is relatively useful. Now, I believe if we look at, yeah, for instance, there is a slight bit of nuance here. Let me just move that knight out of the way, although it's going to tell me to put it back. Damn it, okay. Let me use a different one. Hold on. Here, yeah, you can see the slight bit of nuance. It's like, right, yeah, you don't really want to be playing b3 immediately, and then this is kind of a mistake. So I think it's got an inbuilt kind of inaccuracy, mistake, blunder, and then everything that is kind of good or excellent or best is all just green. But you can toggle that on and off super cleanly. Moves, I think this just shows you your legal moves, awesome, which you can obviously, again, it's probably quite helpful for a beginner. You can offer a draw, you can resign, obviously, but a really cool thing, which I used yesterday when I played against my girlfriend, who is approximately 500 rated, therefore we need some kind of handicap to make it an enjoyable experience for both of us, is that at any point, you can hit this little light bulb here, and it will give you the best move. Now again, knight c3 is not necessarily the best move here. Bishop b5, bishop c4, obviously Italian, Roy Lopez, Scotch, d4. How dare I list the Scotch third? But I do believe that the Stockfish engine that it's currently using evaluates knight c3 as about the same, if, well, I mean exactly equal, if not more, than any of these given things. It will basically give you an excellent move. I think what I did was I checked a couple moves as to whether it correlated with just a Lichess analysis board, me playing the move, and it does actually correlate with that. I think it's quite closely connected to Lichess, so then we can play knight c3. I'm planning a video soon where I see basically how many free best moves someone, maybe my brother or a friend who's lower rated, needs to beat me. So let's say then, I don't know, black plays d6 or whatever, we play maybe d4, black takes, we take here, I don't know, I'm just rattling off some moves. And then let's say like just an out of nowhere g5. If I now hit the best move, okay, it wants me to take that. I was kind of thinking it would be something more interesting. But these LEDs, I mean, it's super well integrated. So in terms of playing over the board against someone, genuinely extremely fun experience, and you can help, oh, flipping hell, how do I, hold on. Okay, we're just going to cancel the game right there. Reset up the board. Yes, please. So this on its own is super cool. However, what you can also do is go bot match. And then let's say I want to play against the level 1 Maya AI. Chessnote have created their own personal human-like AI, which I think genuinely, from my experience the 2 times I played it last night, seems rather human-like. So we're going to go time control unlimited. Hold on, start. What you can see here is, of course, I make my move, and then the engine immediately replies and it lights up with what it wants me to play. I make my move here. Okay, it's going to play knight c6, fine. I make my d4 naturally, the Scotch, it replies immediately. I think you can make it think for slightly longer, but then it goes, okay, for this lolly variation Scotch, interesting, queen takes d4, d6, I'll go for the knight c3. This is very, very human so far, because I mean, it's not like best moves at all, but I've had this position so many times that in fact I know that f3 and bishop f4 are both equally good moves here. I think I'm gonna go for f3, c5, look at that. Unbelievably human move. Kind of a slight positional error attacking the queen, which massively concedes that central d5 hole. It also renders d6 a backwards pawn. We can just step back with the queen here. Maybe e3 would have been better, but okay, bishop e7. We can go... Ooh, I was gonna say bishop e3, but actually why not put a little pressure on that backwards pawn? It's going to castle. We can castle now, of course. There's a serious problem with your backwards pawn. Knight here, you're going to go after the bishop, and I think I'll just be able to take that. Thank you very much. Cash in on my extra pawn. I do believe. Give me that. Is it going to fully trade? Yeah, I mean, this is exactly... Okay, I don't want to exaggerate. I don't know if I can speak to exactly, but this is very, very much what I would expect from playing an 1100. Just kind of like a positional error, some stuff that makes sense, some common moves that, you know, isn't exactly the top level theory, but it's theory. And then, I mean, I think I'm just better here. So this is really cool. Okay, I mean, bishop e2. Knight goes back. What comes in? They take. h6. Getting a bit of luft. Nice little prophylaxis right there. Here. a6, king bringing it in. They're going to play a nice b5. Look, it's all just it's logical looking moves, very human-like play. And I'm going to see if they Bobby Fischer out and take on a2. Look at this. Bishop takes a2. This is one of the most human blunders. In fact, is it even a blunder? Maybe I'm getting a little cocky here. I thought I'd have b3 immediately. Yeah, I think I do, right? Presumably. Just b3, we trap in the bishop. You might start rerouting your knight. I guess you go and protect that pawn. But can I not just leg it to b2 with my king? Is that not simply possible? King d2, you can push your pawn, whatever. King here. You can bounce around with your knight. You can go after my pawn. No one cares. In fact, I care so little, I'm going to play bishop f3 and care a lot about the fact you were just attacking my pawn. And now, king b2, you're forced to sacrifice this bishop in an act of desperation. A desperado, quite literally. You're going to push this pawn, sure, I'm going to take, and it's... I don't know, I'm genuinely quite impressed with how human-like this feels. In terms of like an 1100, the first time I played it, I thought, oh, that's a bit strong for an 1100. But then, you know, once I put some slight respect on 1100's names, I thought, you know what, it's probably about right. It does feel quite human. And look at this, undermining, logical, here, you can take. But now you've just absolutely killed your position. Here, lovely little voice break right there. I'm going to tug-twang them, or maybe not, hold on. Oh my lord, look at this. Look at this position. You can't go to g5 nor f6, and if you go to f8, then you have no squares. I mean, you don't have d7, e6, g6. The knight is trapped, like seriously trapped. I can... Hold on. If I push this pawn so you can't come forward with the king, this knight is just going to have to oscillate. We're going to rob them of moves here. King here, no legal moves. Oh my lord. Obviously, you can move the king around. But now I reckon, I mean, why not bounce in with my knight? This is an absolutely disgraceful construction. An absolutely disgraceful construction indeed. Let's bounce my knight back, go after that pawn. Yeah, and at this point, okay, maybe a human would be trying to do something slightly more ambitious than just completely accepting defeat and bouncing around with this knight. We can take here. The king now moves, brilliant. Okay, finally. I guess we can give this check. King comes up. I can push this pawn. The knight comes here. I can make myself... hold on. I guess I'm just going to make a knight because it's a check and you've always got to underpromote to a knight. Thank you very much. King's going to move. Hold on. I guess we're going to pin this. Do I have a stalemate inbound? Probably. Here. I think I can just take this. Yes, please. We're going to get a disgusting mate on this 1100 Maya bot. Are you getting stalemated? Yeah, probably, if I'm honest. Hold on. We're going to just grab this. You can go back right there. Okay, sweet. Now I'm going to bring my king up. You're going to go across. Fine. But I think I want to tug-twang you here because you're going to have to, so long as I just burn and move with, let's say, just bishop e6, you're going to have to go right back there. And then at this point, I think knight here, we're going to be able to force that king right into the corner. And, I mean, it's not looking good for me because I'm about to stalemate naturally. Hold on, that's actually quite pretty. Like, they can't make any moves apart from just oscillate between b7 and a8. And we can just push. And then, of course, king here. Now, the only problem is, I don't think there's now a way to promote to a third knight. Which, when you're playing serious chess, is always necessary. So, a major oversight from Chestnut there. But I guess we can live with that. Promote to a rook with a nice little check. And then, of course, king comes to b7. And we should be able to go bang. Checkmate. Thanks very much. White wins by checkmate. We can save and quit. And then we have this game, I do believe, in our record here against Maya. Okay, it's doing some synchronizing. This is, I don't know precisely what's happening, but it's loading, and that kind of bodes well. Wait, hold on, what? Oh my lord, this has my games. Oh wow, I did a collab with Chestnut like a year and a half ago, and it's got those games from back then as well. I told you guys I played like 2 last night. Wait, no, hold on, one earlier, one... Right, I'm getting a little baffled here with the dates. Oh, I remember. Okay, this is completely unnecessary information, but took one of my favorite Chestnut products, the Chestnut Air Plus, back home to my dad's house and let my little brother have a go at being my one. Anyway, that's pretty awesome in terms of playing against the bots. You can sync it up online, and I do believe once you've synced it up with the Lichess, look, it will take you via Firefox apparently, which is an interesting browser choice, into Lichess. And now, if I play on here, it will play live on Lichess. I can sign in, although I fancy not getting flagged right now, trying to play a bullet game and just losing bullet elo for no reason. But all in all, this is an awesome bit of kit. Again, as I said at the start, I'm eternally grateful to you guys as now I address the camera. I hope I'm on camera. Okay, just had to turn faster than the latency with which the recording gets on my OBS output screen. But thank you guys so much for putting me in the position where, you know, I can get basically the coolest toys ever. I'm still, I guess, a 12-year-old child, as I think all people really are at heart when they get a sick-ass toy to play with. But as I said, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Obviously, it's not really one of my classic just gameplay videos. Let me know in the comments whether you want to see me take on the hardest Maya bot or perhaps a certain level of stockfish. And something that I'm pretty sure I'm going to do is make a video where, as I mentioned earlier, an opponent who is lower rated than me gets a certain amount of sort of free hints, best moves, and see just how many free best moves is, let's say, a 1400 away from beating a 2200, because I reckon it's surprisingly few. I feel like at critical moments, if a relatively decent intermediate player that can sort of carry out a plan and convert a winning position just has a free best move like 5 times during the game, I don't know, that might be kind of tough. So look out for that. We'll be doing that for sure on this channel in the near future. But once again, thank you very much to Chestnut for sending me that board. If any of you guys are interested in purchasing the Chestnut Evo or any other Chestnut products for that matter, if you go via my link in the description, I'm sure you'll save yourself some money and maybe make me some money with some referral commission shenanigans and of course a discount code. However, even if you're not remotely interested, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was a fun change of pace for the normal videos on this channel. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you next time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hasta la vista. Goodbye.